The annual Rotary International Convention is in full swing at the BMO Centre on the Stampede grounds. Over 15,000 members of the global network of service clubs are here from about 120 countries. It's the biggest event so far to be held at the newly expanded convention centre, which Tourism Calgary says will inject $81 million into the local economy. I sat down with two Rotarians Monday. They're both involved in growing the membership base here and internationally. I asked the president of the Rotary Club in Kalamazoo, Michigan, why the numbers have been in decline.
Our membership has kind of aged with our organization. So over the last several years especially, I'll say the last 15 or so, our team has really focused on how we can best serve and engage with the younger population. The primary reason that people join Rotary, regardless of age, gender, background, location in the world, are for two reasons. So number one is for friendship, and number two is for community service. If you look back maybe 5 years, about 2% of Rotarians in Canada were in that younger age demographic. 5 years later, if you look at this past year, we're up to 10%. So we're increasing every single year, just making sure that we're more representative of the communities that we're working in, which is really exciting.
How do you entice younger people to join this organization?
Yeah. So the same 2 points that I made before, connection and that friendship piece, and also community service, are incredibly important, regardless of what age you are. But I think especially for younger professionals, that professional development piece is kind of that unsung hero that we don't highlight enough a part of our organization. So as a 26-year-old, I at no point in my career would have had the amazing opportunities that I've had through Rotary to grow as a professional and also give back to my community in the same way.
In southern Alberta, we've seen a slight decline in the past 5 years, but we're now starting to see the upswing. And the thing that I think a lot of the clubs dealt with was the after effects of COVID and the disconnectedness that we all had as a community during COVID. And now that we are past that, we're starting to see a bit of a renaissance.
How long have you been a Rotarian, and what are you most proud of?
I've been a Rotarian since 2006, and the things I'm most proud of are how we've developed kids in our southern Alberta region. Through different programs. We have a Rotary Youth Exchange program where we send local kids abroad for an entire school year and they come back. And the transformation that we see in those kids is phenomenal. And it's the same with our entrepreneurship camp. We have an entrepreneurship camp that we combine with northern Alberta and southern Alberta, and we sponsor kids to go to this summer camp free of charge. They learn how to start up a company, operate a company, and then sell a product. And their moms and dads are the ones that really tell us what has happened with those kids. And that is, again, another cultural or shift in the kids. The maturity levels have changed even over the course of just a summer camp. Rotary is a place where you can find that human connection once again, and it's a place where you can do things that matter. And that's the key points for Rotary. And we do have that connectedness amongst all of our clubs. We have 44 clubs in southern Alberta, and many of us know each other, and we're all just a phone call away if we need that assistance and support. So we are one big family in Rotary. And whether it's within our own clubs or within our own region here of southern Alberta.
And for your generation, it seems like, and you touched on this, I think, just with the technology, and people are sort of losing those social connections and one-on-one interactions.
Yeah.
Is that something that you think about when you're trying to draw younger people in?
Absolutely. I think there's a misconception that people of my generation want to do everything virtually, where I think it's actually the opposite of we're craving that in-person connection and the opportunity to be live and in person with people because we have grown up in the age of technology, so we get enough of the virtual experience of life. So having those in-person social events, making an impact with hands-on service projects, attending meetings and building those connections in person, you just can't replace that virtual. And I feel like this is the perfect example of friendship and service coming together, and 15,000 people celebrating the amazing work that's being done throughout the world. And with everything that's been happening around the world, every single day for the last several years especially, I think people realize how important it is to have that connection, but also do what we can to give back to our communities, both locally and internationally.